Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to take a few minutes this afternoon and talk to you about a personal experience that has changed my life and the way that I look at things in life. When I joined the Army in 2000, right after high school, I joined the Army thinking that it was a job and a way to support my means with my new wife. However, I never thought that America would be attacked and that I would have to actually go to war. 9/11 has been a significant event for all Americans in one form or another. Since 9/11, America has not only been fighting terrorism, but we have also put our guard up much more than ever before. We seem to always be on alert now. For those that weren't born before 9/11, they have come into this world only knowing what America is after 9/11. However, for those that lived through 9/11, especially the ones that were over 20 years old, those are the ones that have seen the most drastic changes in America. Gone are the days that parents can let their children go outside in the streets and simply ride their bikes by themselves, play in the front yard on their own, or simply walk down to a neighbor's house and see if their friends are able to come out and play. These days don't seem to exist anymore in America. On the other hand, I had just got to my first assignment in Germany when 9/11 took place. It wasn't long before our unit was notified of our first deployment to Iraq in 2003. This deployment has changed my life and the way I look at life when things get tough. Prior to this deployment, I could honestly say that I never would have known how or what I could deal with before possibly hitting a breaking point. We deployed to Kuwait in order to wait for the invasion into Iraq. And when that happened, all hell broke loose. I was initially on Camp Pennsylvania when we began the invasion. It wasn't but one night that we had an insider attack that changed my life forever. Initially, we had no idea what was going on, but there was an individual that was throwing hand grenades into tents. This sent the camp into a frenzy, and it was like nothing I had ever seen before or would have expected. There were helicopters evacuating the wounded, while I lay on the ground prepped to provide cover fire with my automatic machine gun. This event was my first of many to come over the next several months, but this event greatly prepared myself for what I was about to get into once we crossed the border on our way up to Baghdad. There were no showers, toilets, tents, sleeping areas, basically absolutely no creature comforts after crossing the border. This was a real shocker for many folks, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to adapt and overcome in order to succeed in a situation like this. It was about 3 weeks before I took my first shower, and this was only because we had to build it ourselves and use 5-gallon water buckets that was heated by the sun during the day. We've had to build our own toilets and stalls. However, somebody still had to dispose, or better yet, burn the poop with diesel fuel every other day. All this going on, and we were still clearing houses, towns, and getting fired upon with mortar rounds on a nightly basis. Food supplies were limited, and we could only drink 1.5 liters of water bottles a day until supplies were able to make it to us. I can still remember the day sitting on guard duty when I was just wishing to hear a bird chirping. These are the types of life-changing events that allow people to really understand how much they can really endure before they think they just can't handle it anymore. When life gets tough, I challenge folks, how tough is it really? By no means did I have the toughest deployments or the roughest experience, but this was a life-changing event for me that will last for the rest of my life. Let's just take a minute and look back at the service members that served and fought in World War I and World War II. They truly had it rough. I am truly grateful for my experience with all 3 of my combat deployments. I met some of the greatest people and warriors during these times, and I will never forget the times when times got tough, who was ready to stand by your side. I would take these experiences and continue to apply them to my everyday life, but more importantly, make sure my 2 children understand why it is that their daddy continues to fight the good fight. Thank you.